Johnny Bergen back with you with another Chicago blues lesson. I'm just going to give up calling these 2-minute lessons anymore. So this one is about a really neat topic called the key of B, or even like the position of B7th, because it's not like the key of B here. It's about playing where this chord is kind of your tonal center, the center of the tonal universe here. And there's not a lot of songs like this. I'm going to look at 2 of them just to get you rolling in this position. One is CC Rider by Muddy Waters off the Live at Mr. Kelly's, which is a treasure trove for guitar, for blues guitar, in whatever key or position you're in. And the other is a great master of B, which is Robert Lockwood, Western Horizon. There are a few other people who play in B a lot. Jimmy Lee Robinson played a lot in B. There's a Little Walter song in B that I cannot remember the name of. And you could tell that must be Robert Lockwood playing it. It's really interesting. And do leave, if you find some songs with this as a position, leave them in the comments, okay? So this is your main chord, okay? The B7th. And I'll just break this chord down for you by interval and string. Second finger, 2nd fret of the A string. That's your root. First finger is the 1st fret of the D string, and that's the 3rd. And then the 3rd finger, is on the 2nd fret of the G string. And that's your 7th. Then you have another root here on the B string, and then you have kind of tucked away in the pocket here is the 5th, that's your pinky on the 2nd fret of the high E string, which leads me to a real cool trick or secret or something you really ought to know, which is you can take your 2nd finger and roll it over to the 2nd fret of the low E string. You can play just that one, or you can play them both. And this is kind of like an upside down lump, because you think of a lump like this, or even just this. A lump sort of means the rhythm, like this rhythm. This is your 1 and a 5th, right, interval-wise. Well, this is a 1 and a 5th too. It's just upside down. And this, when we get to Western Horizon, this is kind of the lump. Maybe switch to a 9th for that. So it's real good to know. And this is also in all the T-Bone Walker stuff where he goes. So that's a 9th with the 5th on the bottom, or a 7th with the 5th on the bottom. So that's pretty much the whole thing for, I'm going to go through CC Woman now, which is. I really like that. It's like a variation on this sliding 9th, 6th thing. Except, just use your 3rd and 4th finger, because it's part of the fingering for your B7th chord. And then there's a real punch when you go down pitch-wise to the 4 chord, which kind of makes it the opposite of playing an E, right? When you go up to the 4 chord, you slam down. Now here's your F sharp, which is 1st finger on the 2nd fret. Now you could do this if you want to, or you could do it this way. Just pick up your 1st finger and put it over here, and then give this a little tug. Notice the open A string there. I'm going to do that again real slow. Right. So one thing about this position, you have different open strings to sort of take advantage of and that would be the A string would be one of them. So that's pretty much it for CC Woman for that rhythm guitar part. There's regular leads going over it, just like in Western Horizon in more typical positions, but I'm talking about the meat of the song with the chords. So I'm going to talk a bit about Western Horizon now, real briefly. It's a great song by Robert Lockwood. There's plenty of versions of it. I even did a version of it off a CD I did a while back called Greetings from Greaseland. And the same way you would do this in E, or fast, like that, you're going to just do that in B, just by moving it over one string. The intervals are the same. It's the same part of the chord. It's the 5th on the bottom and the 3rd on the top. 2nd fret on the low E string. 1st fret on the 1st fret of the D string. And then you ping kind of on the B string instead of the high E string. You might do, I guess it would be more of this. Move it up one fret, up another fret, up another fret, and then down. And now here's your turnaround. B7th, and then here's your 5. Speaking of exploiting your open strings, right? You can use your thumb there, 2nd fret. This is like the middle of an F sharp chord, F sharp bar chord, or 7th. It's the middle of it. Or you can play it like this. I like using my thumb, whichever. So here's what you did. I'm not worried too much about the right hand. He never does it the exact same way twice. Believe I go back home. Look at the way he snaps in the chord. That's pretty easy. I believe. This is like a boogie pattern, except in a higher level, higher octave, you know. It's like the top part of an E chord up here, right? Maybe it's called "You Don't Know," the Little Walter song where it does that. So we're almost done here. Now we're going to go to the F sharp. Notice it's got that punch just going down. Then I hammer on this 1st fret of the G string for your E. Now here's the greatest bass line ever. This is great. It's really cool to end on this note instead of the root. It's like a little twist. So open E string, 3rd fret, 4th, open A string, hit that twice, 1st and 2nd, and then the 1st fret on the D string. You can even be crazy if you want to, and I've got my thumb over the E and A string. Well, I think that about wraps it up to get you rolling in the key of B. So I hope you enjoy this style of playing. I also think that you could play rhythm guitar with this as your main chords in any key by using a capo. Like, let's say someone's playing a slow blues in C, and you're playing rhythm guitar. And well, you could just put the capo here and play your lingering chords in B. And so this is very transferable stuff, is my point. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Have a great one. Do subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.